Hello everyone.
Hello, everybody.
In this video, we want to share with you the process of choosing the septic system for our property, how long the process took, and how much we paid for the job.
Yeah, so to start the process, you need to find out what kind of permits you need for your area. Here in New Brunswick, to apply for a permit, we need a design that has been stamped by a professional engineer, civil engineer, and a completed application form describing the type of system needed for the property. So we hired a professional engineer in our area to do this job for us. He started with digging a test hole in hopes of finding sandy soils for good drainage. But of course, unfortunately, our area is known to be clay heavy, so we found clay instead.
Yeah. So the test hole was dug in the beginning of July, and after filling with rainwater, it actually never drained. Actually, it did complete opposite to draining. As you see, it filled up to the brim with rainwater. It's a bit muddy, but it's invited frogs and dragonflies to the area as well. It was very lovely. We loved it, but not exactly what we were looking for.
We kind of anticipated this happening anyways, and we were ready for a more complex septic system, a mound septic system. It's complete with a 1,000-gallon, two-chamber concrete septic tank. What was different from a typical mound system is that due to good slope on our property, we didn't need to install a pump tank. So the system we've got is a combination of gravity system with sand mound system.
Yeah, as you can see on this previous shot, they started in summer, but in the end of August actually, and excavated for the mound's system floor and brought some sand to the side and left it for some time. So they came back in September. You see it's a little bit already like the trees changing colors and all. So in that time they placed sand on a septic filled floor and installed the leach filled chambers and filled it with gravel on top. So this is kind of a schematic overview of how it looks. So I'm not sure if you can see that, but the leach filled floor is twice as wide as the chambers are required. So it was done on purpose. This extra space is called replacement area and will be utilized later to install new leach filled chambers right next to the existing ones.
Yeah, the typical life expectancy of a septic field ranges anywhere from 15 to 40 years, depending on many factors. But when time comes to replace the system, we will have a replacement area and hopefully we'll remember where it is.
As you see here, no leaves on trees anymore. Our contractor knew that we weren't in a rush to move in the house, so we weren't anywhere ready to actually getting in the house. So he took his time finishing the system for us. So in November, bulldozer with an operator showed up and used native soil, probably additional 5 loads of soil to fill, to cover the system. And all of this happened a day before the first snow in our area. So this fall was pretty muddy. It rained a lot, so clay was turning to mud in no time under the trucks of the heavy machine. Operator was very good though, so he did a good job spreading it all out.
Yeah, and he did it in one day, I believe, right?
Yeah, it was all of it was done in one day, so you see him working fast. And sometimes you can see 2 of them, but it's still one.
Of course, we filmed as much as we can, and it's always nice to see the transformation of an area from the beginning to the end.
This is a little bit of the real time
Speed.
speed, yeah, the speed of work. So it took him full day to do it, and by the end of it, it looked way better. But yeah, so we were watching him working all day.
Yeah, and the idea was to hide the septic field, so you cannot see it or you cannot identify that it is a septic field. It can just look like a hump.
Yeah, and do you see some balloons in the sky? That was probably the last day. The hot air balloons were in the area flying around, so it was awesome to see it. So he worked until dark that day, and the day was cold but not too bad. But it started, like, the wind picked up and the heavy rain started, and he was still working, so it was pretty muddy by the end of it.
Yes, and he came back the next day just before 7:30 a.m.
Yeah, we were still sleeping.
Yeah, there was a bit of frost on the ground, so he was able to do to move a bit more, to move dirt a bit more.
And this is how it looked after he finished, actually. And yeah, probably it's the next day, but yeah, a little bit of snow just fell and looked way better. We can't even see the mound, actually, from this perspective. It is visible at the ground level, though, so our land has a natural slope to it, so it doesn't look out of place from any angle you look.
Yes, and unfortunately we don't have any videos of the tank itself, like how it
we don't
looks
have
inside.
a lot of videos.
Yeah, we don't have a lot of.
We were busy with other stuff, but
Yeah, and yes, I decided just to take a look what's inside of the tank.
so it's kind of like a last week shot, so it's very recent
Yeah.
stay
We had
of the
quite
land.
a few snowflakes on the ground,
I know, yeah, singular.
quite a
Snowflake.
lot.
So yeah, Max will open the cover now, so we can see inside. There's not a lot to see at the moment.
Yeah.
It's not operational or anything. Yeah, so it took him some time to actually do it. It was frozen at some.
Yeah, it seems like under that plastic cover there is like a concrete cover. So I was able to open just one half of the tank just to see what's inside. That's what it was. Basically, just to sum up, so the installation usually takes like 2-3 days to install the septic tank with septic field with
Yeah.
everything.
It's
but
quite fast
But it
job.
took us like 3 months almost. Again, because we were not in the rush, contractor was not in the rush, so. But we were happy with the final result.
Final result is
anyways.
good, yeah. And yeah, the cost, it cost us around 18 grand Canadian
Yeah, which is.
at the time of installation. So
This
it
is
was
what it is. This is the current
2000
pricing.
2024. Yeah, thanks for watching.
Thanks for watching. See you. Bye bye.